Hello.
Welcome to the island.
This is a new series of vlogs that we're doing to just focus on the everyday activity. No production, no editing, just things as they happen.
The nitty-gritty of life on the island without the sort of cinematic editing that Scott's been doing on the bi-weekly episodes that we do.
Is that it?
Yeah.
So Casey, what's happening? What's going on at this exact moment on the Scottish Isle?
I'm going to the mainland.
Stop making me laugh. Yeah?
Because I had to take the car for its MOT and I don't want to. I don't want to go into society and leave the island.
What happened yesterday? Sunday?
I used the boat.
No, before they're using the boat.
I don't know.
Sunday is our food delivery from Morrison's, and Katie waited nearly 2 hours for it from its designated time of arrival. It never turned up, and as she was leaving to come back, they phoned and said we were on our way, but by then it was too late. And
I'd already crossed over in the dinghy.
we'd already crossed over in the dinghy, and we didn't capture that on film, unfortunately.
But with beans on toast.
Yeah, we had to scrape together what we could find. What could it be? How exciting! Our first piece of debris floated in on a high tide. It's a massive plastic container. What is it? I don't know, it's probably 1.5 meters by 1 meter. It's quite a hefty thing, that. What am I going to do with that? Well, it's sealed and it's empty. Not exactly treasure. This is where I start every day. The cabin, also known as the bunker, aka my office. This structure was created, as we said in the very first vlog, for people to come and stay. Well, it was an Airbnb, that's what it was. People would come over from the mainland on their kayaks. They'd spend 150 quid to spend the night here, and really what you're paying for is the view, but no electricity, no toilet, and quite expensive. But like I said, you pay for the view. Internally, it's pretty much as it is externally. At the moment, I've got a desk in there, a chair, PC, and the rest is just being used as storage, because it is one of the driest, least humid places, living spaces that we have. So it's just really full of my books and clothes, etc. But obviously we have plans for this place. It's not going to stay as it is now. The first thing that I can discuss, I guess, is this cladding here. All this front piece is coming off, and this area under the steps is going to be used for wood storage. And we have a sizable area already for wood, but this is going to be better. It's already got some wood stored at the back of it by the previous occupant in this manner, and once this is cleared out, it will make the ideal wood storage, because obviously we're cutting wood all the time, but it takes 3 to 6 months to dry out to be using as firewood, and time's ticking on, so we need a lot more, and this is where it's all going. You might also see over to your left the blue and white cables hanging from the tree. That's the Ethernet and the electricity that's coming in to the cabin to power the computer, so we can basically make these diaries and the bi-weekly vlogs. It's not going to stay like that, obviously, but it works for now. So these are the boards that have been removed here as well. Might be able to just show you under here. It's just used for generic storage at the moment. We need to get some pallets on the floor, but as you can see, there's wood over there at the back already, so it is ideal. And also, I'll just bring you out here, this area. Now this cooker was for people to use when they were staying in when this was at the Airbnb. All that's coming out. That's basically junk now, which should have been removed before we moved here, but never mind. And this area here, that's going to be solely wood stored in there that I can use in the cabin, because there's a wood burning stove in there, and even though it's not really needed now, 2 or 3 months time it 100% will be. You can see at the back here, this is where some of the wood is being stored, and it dries out so quickly because of the wind that passes underneath here. So it is a great place for storing drying out wood. This is a temporary solution, but it works. So that's Katie on her way. Get some provisions. Thanks Morrison's, well done, sterling work. And I'm going back to do some editing, I guess. We have a pine marten who's acquired a taste for our bin bags. And last night this unfortunately got left out on top of here, and that's an absolute no-no around here. You do not leave the bins out. So cleaning up again. Still, unfortunately, full. It's starting to smell in here now of damp cardboard. This has got to come back down to the house. It has to. It's got to be done this week. We can't leave it any longer. It's one hell of a walk up that hill when coming back to the cottage. I'm pretty much on the other side of the island at the minute. I'm kind of getting to the central point, which is the highest point, and getting used to it. I'd have been dead from that climb up there a month ago, 2 months ago. We've been here nearly 2 months now. But yeah, we were told before we moved here, one thing about the island, it will make you fit. And it's making us fit. Not again. This is an area to the right of the cottage if you're facing it. It's about, I don't know, 200 metres away from the front door. Maybe a bit more than that actually. Anyway, getting distracted. This is what it looks like really. It's a materials dump for stuff that's been used by the previous, you know what, I'm getting so tired of calling him previous occupant. We don't have permission to use his name, so let's call him Derek. As from now on, the previous occupant is going to be called Derek. So this is Derek's store for all the unused bits and pieces that were not required when building, fixing. It used to have a lot of wild livestock. So we had chickens and ducks and dogs, and I think that's it. But anyway, a lot of animals. And everything that wasn't used when obviously finished building the cabin and the other various structures was all left here. Which at first you're like, oh. But like now, we've already been raiding this store. So, you know, it's a good source, because getting materials to the island, well, getting materials to this part of the island, if you're not doing it by boat, it is really tedious. So this is us coming back from Katie's trip into town. How successful was that trip into town, Katie?
It was very unsuccessful apart from the food shopping.
Why was it unsuccessful?
Because it failed its MOT and they quoted us 1,200 quid to fix it.
Which is
It might as well be 12 million quid.
yeah. And also we did have it looked at by another garage who quoted us 600 quid for half the work. So
The current was very strong coming back across, and got swept out a little bit, but managed to not fall in. And we've got our shopping, which we failed to get yesterday, so that's us sorted for another week.
So the first, I'm getting attacked by something. The first filming we did this morning was 8 o'clock, yeah?
Yeah.
What time is it now?
2:30.
Everything takes so long. But at least we've got cake.